Max and I would like to congratulate the Clemson Tigers on their victory in the college football playoff over the Alabama Crimson Tide. Max hates Alabama, don't you, Max? Nick Saban, you can't stand Nick, can you? That's his unapproving look. If you're not a football fan, not a sports fan, you don't care about Clemson Tigers winning a national championship, I feel for you because this opening has totally gone over your head. But so be it. Congratulations, Clemson. Salute. Salute.
Live from Casa de Clark in beautiful Independence, Iowa, it's Unemployed with your host, Matt Clark. Promotional consideration paid for by Yahoo! Yes, we still exist. Yeah, even though we had the worst data breach in U.S. history back in 2015. Yeah, we still exist. As a matter of fact, we're going to be merging soon with AOL. America on... yeah, it exists too. Yeah, it still exists. You know, fuck you, asshole.
How you doing?
Here's your host,
Calm down.
Matt Clark.
Enough. Greetings. Internet, YouTube, children of all ages, men and women at sea. It's I, your unemployed superhero, coming to you from Casa de Clark, JP Hunter D over the shoulder, Max the Wonder Dog. How's everybody doing? It's Tuesday the 10th of January. How's everybody doing? Wind's a howling today. You may actually hear it on the microphone there. It's a howling today. We had a bit of a heat, a warmth pass through the Midwest. I don't think it's hit the East Coast yet, but it's got a little bit warmer here in Iowa. Oh, not much happening in my world today, Tuesday. So I thought now would be a good time to breach a topic that I've been thinking about doing for a while now. One of the major topics they say that got Donald Trump elected president was ISIS and terrorism, how Americans have handled it, how President Obama has handled it. So I thought now would be a good time, if you don't know anything about ISIS, to talk about it and kind of give you its background, what exactly it is. This is kind of falling on the same lines as the video I did on the state of Israel a couple of weeks ago. So, Uncle Matt's going to learn you something. Everybody come in. Come on. Take a knee. Take a knee. Come on. Come on. Take a knee. And let's talk Islamic State. ISIS. First of all, they're not called ISIS, just so you know. ISIS stands for the Islamic State. I have notes, by the way. I do take notes once in a while. The Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. In reality, they're actually ISIL, I-S-I-L, the Iraqi state of Iraq and the Levant, ISIL. So when President Obama says ISIL, he's actually saying the right name. Putting my socks on. Now, so what are they? Well, ISIL is what's known as a caliphate. Basically, see, Max agrees. A caliphate is what the Muslims see as a one world government. Basically, a theological theocracy, which is kind of redundant now that I think about it. A theocracy that is Muslim that controls the world. They're highly militant. They believe any group of people that doesn't agree that ISIL should be running the world is an infidel and should be killed. That includes Muslims. Not all Muslims agree with ISIL. All right? Not all of them agree. So you can't paint them all with the same paintbrush. In fact, ISIL has killed more Muslims than it has Westerners. Mostly because they operate in Muslim-heavy countries in the Middle East. And if those Muslims don't agree with their brand of Muslim, think of it as Christians. I shouldn't say Christians. Think of it as, well, actually, think of it as Christian, like Christianity. You got your Protestants, you got your Roman Catholics, you know, and in different flavors of Christianity. Imagine if all those flavors of Christianity decided to start shooting each other, kind of like Ireland. That's basically what ISIL is. It's an offshoot of the Muslim religion, Shi'ar, I believe, if I remember correct. Looking at my notes. And they believe in cleansing the earth of anybody who doesn't follow their Islamic traditions. They started out back in 1999 helping Al-Qaeda insurgents into Iraq. They actually traced their lineage back to the 1920s, to the Ottoman Empire, if you can believe that. They've been around a while in one form or another. They see themselves as an actual Islamic state, as a country, a caliphate, if you will, that slowly is supposed to take over the world, basically. They believe in terrorism. They believe in forcing people to believe what they believe if they don't. And if you don't, they'll kill you. Which sounds bad. Sounds a little extreme. I'll give that to you. But when you realize that's what the Catholics did back in the day, the Roman Catholics, they're kind of towing the line pretty well. If you remember the auto da fe and the Inquisition back in the day, that's kind of the Muslims' version of it in a way. They're a little more militant though than the Inquisition was. The big difference between ISIL and other jihads that are out there, and I don't know this first person, I got this from doing research on the internet with the webs and stuff. The big difference I've seen is, in a way, ISIL isn't really they're an Islamic state, don't get me wrong, but more than anything, they're a death cult. They believe that their savior is coming back. Here's the thing. In the world around us, I know in America things are pretty nice. We got it pretty good here. We got cable. We got internet porn, which I'll talk about one of these days too. I've got some problems with internet porn, but we'll come back to that. We got internet porn. We got McDonald's. You know, we got a lot of good stuff. Not that I'm a big McDonald's guy. Arby's. We got Arby's. We got Subs. We got good. We got Diet Dr Pepper. We got good things in America. Life's pretty, even for shitty lives in America, it's not that bad. The reason I say that is because there are parts of the world where life is so shitty, it's so bad, that people would rather be raptured than be alive. One of ISIL's founding doctrines is that their savior is coming back. And wouldn't you know it, they're the chosen ones. And there's going to be a big fight. Now, in their doctrines, they call it a fight against the armies of Rome. But current ISIL, because Rome really isn't an army anymore, current ISIL sees the word Rome as meaning the West. Because that's what Rome was back in the day. They were an invading army from the West. And the doctrine of ISIL believes that there's a battle a-coming. A come to Jesus. You'll forgive the terminology there. They don't believe in Jesus. But there's a battle a-coming. The city of Dabiq, and I may be pronouncing that wrong. Don't shoot me. It's a little terrorism joke. The Dabiq's in Syria, by the way, which is why Syria is a complete fucking nightmare right now. They're lopping off heads like it's fucking Easter Sunday. It doesn't make any sense. They're killing way too many people in Syria. We'll just agree with that. They're way too many. But part of what Syria is doing is they're trying to push buttons. They're trying to get the Western world to come to the Middle East, specifically Syria, and have this big battle. Because when this big battle happens, it'll be the start of their apocalypse, their rapture. And like I said, there are parts of this world that suck so bad. I mean, so bad. That, imagine if you would, there's nothing on TV, not even reruns. That's how bad it is. It's just terrible. Just nothing but Judge Judy and reruns of The View 24/7. That's how bad it is over there. It's terrible. So they're okay with it. They're okay with the rapture coming. They don't have a problem with it. And it's kind of sad because that's why all these people are dying for the most part. That's why they're doing their terrorist stuff, because they want the rapture. They want to be taken to heaven. That thing about the women and the virgins, don't even go there. It's all about rapture for them, and about being saved and being right. That's part of it too. I think is just being right, that all these people in the world are saying that what they're doing is wrong, but if the rapture does happen and God does choose them to be their chosen people, a lot of egg in everybody's faces, don't you think? A little bit. Let's see, what else do I have up here? 2004, they kind of changed their scope. They used to be all about the rapture, but now they want to become a caliphate. They basically want to push Muslim law across the entire globe. Much like Judaism, well, Catholicism's like that too, I guess. It's not only a religion to them, but it is their culture. It is their world. And they think the rest of the globe should follow their doctrines, basically. And that the descendants of Muhammad should run the world, because then the world will be just, it'll be pious, it'll be religious, And like I said, they'll be the chosen people. That's ISIS. So from now on, call it what it's supposed to be called: ISIL, Iraqi State, Islamic State of Iraq and Levant. Again, not sure how to pronounce it. Not all Muslims are for ISIL. In fact, ISIL's killed many more Muslims than they have Westerners, believe it or not. There's no proof that ISIL was part of September 11th. We have no proof of that at all. They haven't taken any, and trust me, if they did it, they've taken credit for it. Their goal is to get us to come to the Middle East and party and Dabik. I don't pronounce Syriac names very well. That's what they're there for. That's what they want. They are legit out of their minds, in my opinion, because they've let their beliefs and their system of beliefs color their world, which is never a good thing. Decisions should be made from reason. Your religious beliefs and your morality should be part of that decision, but it shouldn't be the only part, only thing that makes your decision, I think. I think there's other things you need to put in there too, besides just your religion and your religious beliefs. Because sometimes those things and mercy don't necessarily coexist. There is no mercy with ISIL. You don't agree with what they believe in, you die. Horribly. Badly. They have no problem killing people. Because in their mind, you're less than human anyway, unless you follow their doctrines. And how do you fight that? You don't. You only fight crazy with more crazy, which maybe Donald Trump is a good choice then, because he's going to get a little wacky here pretty soon. But that's ISIL. If you think I'm wrong, if you think I missed something, if you think I've misspoken, feel free to correct me, put it down there in the notes. If you like this little lesson about the ISIS, thumb me up in the like thing, like me, whatever. I don't beg for likes because I don't beg for likes. I think it's important, though, when a group of people or an ideology grabs the globe in scope. Everybody on Earth knows who ISIL is. Even if they say it wrong and call them ISIS, they are ISIL. You should know about them. You should be informed. The difference between man and animals is that we can be informed. Animals don't have reason, they have instincts. And humans have the ability to learn and be informed. And if you don't learn about something like ISIL, you play right into their hands. By being ignorant to what they are, you are what they want you to be, which is ignorant. You should never be ignorant. Remember that. I'm going to take off. That's ISIL in a nutshell. If you have any other topics you'd like me to research and pontificate about, feel free to leave it in the comments below. Send me an email. I'm debating about some other topics I'm going to bring up eventually. But that's ISIL. It's history, roughly. There's a lot more to it than what I've done, but for this discussion, it's good enough. The main thing is to understand Not all Muslims agree with ISIL or are part of ISIL, and ISIL doesn't like all Muslims. That's the big thing. Just because you're Muslim doesn't mean ISIL likes you. You got to be their kind of Muslim. It's like the old God question: do you believe in my God? No. Boom, you're dead. Do you believe in my God? Yes. Do you believe in my God the same way I do? No. Boom, you're still dead. Very sticky thing. I mean, for two people to believe the same fundamental beliefs, yet to worship them slightly differently, makes them good enough to be killed. That's pretty rough. But hey, that's religion. Never fuck with what somebody believes. That's a little tip from your Uncle Mac. That's all I got for today. I will be back probably tomorrow. Hopefully I'll hear some more about some job interviews I can tell you about tomorrow. And like I said, if you got any questions, put them in below. You take it easy. Be good to your mother. Stay sexy, San Diego. And I'm going to go buy some groceries. Take care.